So today we'll start off with statistics. Before I start the chapter, um, how do you guys find the chapter? Like you've done it in school, na? Did you follow properly? Do you find it easy, difficult?
Ma'am, easy.
Easy, nice. Rest of you, बताओ. नहीं तो like just send in your rating, na? Like 10 meaning again as usual. If you rate it a 10, it's like I can answer any question. Pura aa jata, like I know everything. 0 is like I don't know anything at all. So where would you put statistics at this point of time?
6 or 7, I guess.
5 to 6 or 6.
5 to 6, okay.
Ma'am, 6 to
4,
7.
5 or 6.
Okay.
4 to 6.
Okay. Just a moment, guys. All right. So everyone's pretty much like middle of the road between 5 से लेके 7 8 तक ही placed it. Okay. No issue. So statistics में ना, if you understand it, great. Even if not, it is a simple chapter. The only two things you need to be careful about in this chapter. One is you need to know and remember the formula correctly, like mean, median, mode ke liye, because now we are not dealing with grade 9 wala formula. It's not simple. The logic is the same, but because you're dealing with bigger data sets and everything, thoda sa complicated ho gaya formula. You need to know what L means, what H means, like all of these things. Cumulative frequency kya hota hai, all of that. And the second major thing in statistics is the calculation. So once you put in the numbers, it gets a little calculation heavy. So these two, if you take care of while you're doing the question, statistics becomes very, very, very easy. Okay. All right. Let's get some basics out of the way. Ninth May, how did you guys find statistics? Like all the new things that you were introduced to, observations, data sets, mean, median, mode, all of that.
Ma'am,
was
that
easy.
was easy.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have like different formulas, so mean, median, mode. But this year we have it.
Yes.
So that was easier, 9th standard.
It was easy. Like you guys could follow, understand what mean, median, mode are. What is the difference between mean and median? Like conceptual clarity hai kya?
Yes, ma'am. That was something we could do just a night before exam and get full marks.
Yeah. All right. In any case, we'll do a little bit of revision in whatever we need for this year. Yeah. Okay. So start off with ungrouped and grouped frequency distribution table. Okay, there's some words here. What do you mean by frequency? Yeah, Arna.
Ma'am, the number of times something has occurred.
Yes, frequency is the number of times something has occurred. In statistics, frequency is like if you have a particular data, like suppose you're collecting height, or किसी का height है 5'2". So how many times you got that height as 5'2"? So that the height you're recording is observation. So how many times a specific observation has occurred, that is your frequency. Okay, so like it is very important to know the difference between observation and frequency, because when it comes to questions, both of them are numbers, and you shouldn't get confused between what number to pick and what number to add for finding the mean and all of that. So be very careful, understand the difference between observation and frequency. So frequency is number of times something has occurred. तो frequency distribution table क्या होता है फिर? महक, yeah?
So representation.
Your voice is very, very low, Mahak. Like either mic is not. Speak. No, can't hear you. Abhi to pura, it's like disconnected only. Check. Right, Kashmi is here. Okay, I think she's this thing. All right, like rest of you guys, Agrima, Dakshanya, Chriselle, where's your video? Ashka has also joined in. Okay. All right. First of all, before we get into the definition, we'll do one thing. One by one, I'll call out your name and then tell me what your favorite number is. Okay. Let's restrict it to favorite number between 1 to 20. 1 se leke 20 tak. Tell your favorite number. All right. Samriddhi.
Mom 1.
1. Okay. Srijak.
4.
Okay. Megha.
13.
Okay. Arna.
7.
Gautam.
15.
Anika.
I'm 7.
7. Agrima.
20.
Tia.
Ma'am 10.
10. Mahak.
5.
5.
Yeah.
5. Okay. Ashka.
12.
12. Swayam.
7.
Okay. Dakshanya. 'Dakshanya, what happened to your mic? Okay, chat page said 3. All right. Chriselle,
9.
9. Kashvi,
16.
16. Okay. Okay. सबने बता दिया. So this is what I've collected. So what do these numbers represent? The what I've collected here.
Raw data.
That is raw data, yes. But each like is data set mein. So this is your raw data. What does raw data contain? Like हर एक number को क्या बताते हैं इसमें? Like what do you call each of these numbers? क्या मेघा?
Yes, ma'am. You call each number a response, like value.
Yeah, but like statistics may in general, we call each item in a data set something. What do we call it?
Observation. No.
Observation is correct. So these numbers, yes. So these are all called observations. Okay. So if I'm collecting height, each of those heights becomes an observation. If I'm collecting weight, each of those numbers becomes an observation. Okay. So the values in the data set, these are called observations. Now I can do anything. So we raw data hai na? So let's organize it. So organizing, I can arrange it in ascending order, in which case I can just put 1, iske baad 3, and then we have 4, and then we have 5, uske baad 7 has come multiple times. We have 1, 2, 3 times. So 7, 7, 7. 1 हो गया, 4 हो गया, 5 is done, 3 is done. 7 के बाद क्या आया?
9.
हाँ, then 10. What do we have after 10? 11, 12 नहीं है ना?
12 is there.
12 is there.
12.
12.
13.
हाँ.
16 and 20. No, wait, 15. 15 is also there.
15, 16, and 20.
16 and 20. Yeah. All right. So this we have organized it. Now it's not raw anymore. We can do some more organization. Abhi, like we took what, like 2 minutes to organize and figure all this out, right? There are 2 ways of organizing it further. One, like 7 has occurred 3 times, right? So I can just put unique observations like 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and then list them out. And then I can put frequency against each one. I just got 1. All of these are 1 time. 7 I got 3 times. So this you guys have done in your lower marks using tally marks and all of that, lower classes, right? So this is a like these numbers are frequency because they're telling you how many times I got each of these observations. Okay, now another easier way of organizing this data is to just create tables. I can simply write it as, so numbers between 1 to 5, then 6 to 10, then 11 to 15, and then 16 to 20. Okay. Yeah, so Swayam is mentioning, yes. So when I'm tabulating it in this way, like this is one type of frequency table, this is another type of frequency table. And because I'm grouping the observations together, this sort of organizing is called a grouped frequency distribution table.
Ma'am, do you have to write this?
No, you don't have to. Don't write it because you won't be as like theoretical. Focus on understanding and getting the hang of it. If something seems confusing, you can like make a note of it, but this is not like required. Yeah. All right. So we'll take an example of a group, like a frequency distribution table now.
Can you please repeat the definition of frequency distribution table?
It's just like if you tabulate all your observations by grouping them together, like grouping a bunch of observations together and marking their frequency here. Like 1 to 5 tak observations kitne hai? 1, 2, 3, like these are coming in 1 to 5 bracket. So 4. 6 to 10, we have all of these observations falling between 6 to 10. So 5 of them here. 11 to 15, we just have 3 of them. And 16 to 20, we have 2 of them. So this sort of a table is called a group frequency distribution table. Okay. So, okay, so let's create a new frequency distribution table. So let's say 1 to, okay, same data ke liye, let's do it. So 1 to 5, then 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. So what is the difference between this kind of grouping and this kind of grouping?
The same number occurs twice in this one.
यहाँ पे है ना, like here it's ending with 5 and then we're starting with 5 also. Why do we have 2 different things? Like why did I create this sort of a distribution?
If the values are in decimal, then it will be helpful.
Yes. Okay. So here it doesn't really make a difference because you guys have all mentioned whole numbers. But if I'm collecting something like height and all, किसी का height 153 सेंटीमीटर हो सकता है या फिर 153.5 सेंटीमीटर भी हो सकता है. So if it is 153.5, which group am I going to put it in? So those sort of situations, if the last digit here and the first digit here overlap, it becomes clearer. Like 1 se leke basically 4.99 tak, all the number, like just before 5, all of that falls in this bracket. Fir 5 se leke just before 10, so 9.999 tak, it falls in the second bracket. Okay, that way. So whenever you have this sort of distribution, the first number is included, the outer number is not included. So if I have the observation 5, which group am I going to place it in? 1 to 5 or 5 to 10?
5 to 10.
5 to 10, right? Agrima, do you agree?
Mom, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat?
Yeah. So I asked, like, is table May, if I have the observation 5, where am I going to place it? Megha said 5 to 10 group mein aana chahiye. So
Yes, Mom, I agree.
yeah. So yeah, the bigger number is excluded, the smaller number is included in this sort of distribution. Okay. So these are my observations. Let's put in the frequency. So frequency, let's say, okay, 1 to 5, यहाँ पे कितने हैं? तो यहाँ पे only 1, 3, 4 will be counted. So there's 3. Then 5 to 10 will be all of these. So 5. 10 to 15 will be 10, 11, 3 again. And 15 to 20 is 15 and 16 alone. So 2 have to create a new group. 20 to 25 we've got 1. Okay, so this is a frequency distribution table. This is a grouped frequency distribution table. And we say this is a continuous frequency distribution table because all the observations are continuous. If you draw a bar graph, like यहाँ पे x-axis में, if I take 0, then 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. If I draw a bar graph of the frequency, all my bars are going to be touching each other. Like all this thing is continuous. दोनों के बीच में gap नहीं है. So this is called a continuous group frequency distribution table. So this type where it won't be touching like 1 to 5, उसके बाद 6 से चालू हो रहा है. This is a discrete group frequency distribution table. Observations are discrete. Okay. These are like your main basics. All right. So within a table, there are some words that you need to know. One is class intervals. What are class intervals in this table?
5.
1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25.
Yeah. So each of these, they are called classes or the class intervals. Okay. So these are like 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, etc. These are all class intervals. Next, class size.
The class size is 5 here.
Yes. Why is it 5?
Or the difference between the upper class limit and the lower class limit.
Using some words, upper class limit, lower class limit. Should have actually discussed those first. Okay, but yeah, class size or class width is basically the size of each class. 1 से लेके 5 तक. Like how many observations are you taking into account? Okay, so that is the class size. And how you get it is the difference. Sorry, it should be 0, not 1. So it should be the difference between the upper class limit and lower class limit. Upper limit minus lower limit. Isme upper limit is basically again just words, the upper limit of the class, higher number of a class, and lower limit is the lowest observation, lowest number of a class. Upper limit and lower limit. So yahan pe class size, because it's ranging from 0 to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are included. So 5 minus 0, 5 is the class size in this case. Okay. All right. So Arna, Samriti, Srijak, Agrima, Kashvi, Ashka, Chriselle, what happened, you guys?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm sick, so that's why I closed my camera.
What happened?
Actually, I have a bit cold right now, so I'll open it in just a minute.
Okay. Are you up for the class? Like, if you want, you can take rest, attend. Like,
No, ma'am, I'm fine. It's not that severe.
okay. Okay. All right. Class interval ho gaya, class size ho gaya, class limits we discussed. What else do we need? Class marks.
Ma'am, what's the class size?
Class size is the class size or class width is the range of the class. So it is the upper limit minus lower limit.
So will it be 25 in this case?
No, we are not considering for the entire data. We are considering for a single class. So 0 to 5 hai each class. So iska size hoga 5 minus 0. So 5 to 10 is a class. So the size of this particular class is 10 minus 5. So it's just the range of one specific particular class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Then class marks. What are class marks? नहीं पता क्या? No? Okay. Class marks are the midpoint of the class.
Is it class size by 2?
Class size by 2 will just give you how far a class mark is from the lower limit or from the upper limit. Suppose you want to find class mark of this 15 to 20 wala class. Okay, so if I want to find class mark of 15 to 20. So how will you find the midpoint of 15 to 20? एक line है, यहाँ पे 15 है, यहाँ पे 20 है. So the midpoint of both of these कहाँ पे आएगा?
15 plus 20 by 2.
There you go. So class marks you will find it's basically the average. So upper limit plus lower limit by 2. Okay. So 15 plus 20 by 2. इसका class mark क्या होगा 15 to 20?
I'm 17.5.
17.5. Yeah. You guys did this, no? Like if you're finding the mean, assumed mean, jo bhi hai, you have to find the class marks, right? You just didn't know it was called class marks, yeah? Yeah. So yeah, class marks are basically the midpoint of each of these classes. So tell me, what is the class mark of 5 to 10 wala class?
7.5.
10.5. Who said? What?
7.5.
7.5.
7.5. Correct. 5 or 10 ka ekdam center point, the middle point is 7.5. Okay. That's how you figure it out. These are the basics. These are the things that you're going to use in all your formulas. Usually class size is represented by h. So formula mein agar h hai, so that's the size of the class. Lower limit is represented by L. So formula mein agar L aaya, you use the lower limit of the class, that specific class. Okay. All right. So these are like the basics you need to know. Like in this grade, in this chapter, you'll be dealing with group frequency distribution table. You'll be dealing with continuous tables only. So even if you're given discrete, you need to convert it into continuous and then do it. Okay.
Ma'am, can you explain this formula
Which formula?
near the class marks, midpoint of the class?
Class marks का formula. So class marks is the middle point of a class. Like अगर 15 to 20 वाला class है, तो which is the center point from 15 to 20? That will be your class marks. So how do you calculate the middle of two numbers? So if you have two numbers,
Ma'am, add those
So-
two divided by 2.
yeah, so that's how the formula came. So 15 or 20, so upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So 15 plus 20 by 2 for this. Okay. Okay, upper class limit, lower class limit, class mark. Yeah. Now let's just go to mean, median, mode. So these are the basics. Like if, whether you're dealing with mean, median, or mode, you're going to have class interval, class size, class marks. ये तो पता होना ही चाहिए. Last year you were dealing with mean, median, mode of this sort of a data, like ungrouped data. This year it's going to be all about grouped data. You're going to have a lot of tables in statistics this year. Okay. So first concepts, yeah, Anna, what's up?
Ma'am, how will we you said that we have to convert the discrete data into continuous data.
Okay. So, okay, before starting with mean, I'll do that. So suppose I have a table of discrete data. So suppose my classes and then frequency. Let's say I have 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40. Frequency say 3, 7, 5, 2, whatever, random numbers. So यहाँ पे this is continuous or discrete?
Discrete.
Discrete.
Everyone? Continuous है कि discrete?
Discrete. I'm discrete.
Discrete.
Discrete, right? Yes. यहाँ पे 10 तक है, फिर यहाँ पे 11 हो गया. How do we convert that to continuous?
Ma'am, we add 1 in the lower limit. No. wait. We
So-
subtract 1 in the lower limit and add 1 in the upper limit.
Okay. You said subtract 1 limit, add 1 in the upper limit. तो ये हो जाएगा 0 to 11. If I do the same thing, this is becoming 10 to 21. So if I have an observation that's like 11, इसमें डालूं कि इसमें डालूं?
Ma'am, okay, wait, I was wrong.
No, you have a, yeah, like you're thinking
Ma'am, we
right
will-
times, you just need to find
We
it.
We'll not do 1, we'll do 0.5.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, 0.5 people are saying, but why 0.5? How did you figure 0.5 ही होना चाहिए?
Ma'am, 0.1, like it can be 99 or something, right? So
Okay, some like 2 people.
0.5 because it's in the middle.
Said 0.5. Why 0.5?
It's in the middle, like between 0 and 1, there's 0.5, and between 1 and 2, there's 1.5. Like that.
But why do we care about between 0 and 1, between 1 and 2?
Ma'am, so basically the difference between upper limit of the first class interval and the lower limit of the second class interval. So the difference is 1. So if
Huh.
we subtract 0.5 from the first one and add 0.5 in the second one, it will be all balanced out.
Yes. Okay. So the situation here is 0, like let's say 10, then we have so if we just put it here, 10 we have 11 and we have 12, so on, like for 20 the gap, whatever. So pehla class is ending till here and the next class is starting till here. If we want to bridge the gap between both of these, तो इन दोनों के बीच में basically both of these have to meet. That's what is the definition of continuous classes, right? So what you're adding, subtracting here is basically the midway point between the lower limit of the first class and the upper limit of the next class. Okay. So what is the midway point between 10 and 11?
10.5.
10.5. Yeah. So difference is 1. So 1 divided by 2. So this reduces by 0.5. This increases by 0.5. So they meet in the middle. So the new classes are basically, they expand a little essay. So this 20 tak jo tha, that becomes 20.5 and the next one is 21.5. Okay, so converting discrete into continuous, this is essentially what we are doing. So that way you'll ensure that you're including all the observations, you're not like leaving anything out. And secondly, you will prevent overlaps also because, like both of them are in their same lane, like there's no overlap between both of these. Okay, so this is how you convert discrete into continuous classes. You look at the difference between lower limit of the first class and upper limit of the next class, and then find out the midway point between both. So यहाँ पे difference is 1, 11 minus 10. इसलिए the addition and subtraction you're doing it with half of 1. So this becomes 0.5 to 10.5. This becomes 10.5 to 20.5. This is 20.5 to 30.5 and 30.5 to 40.5. Okay. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anyone has any doubt, let me know. Otherwise, we'll go to the next topic.
Ma'am, like you said, like this, like if it's from 0.5 to 10.5, and if the number is like we did in the previous one, I think on the first slide. So you said like 1 to 4 आएंगे ऊपर, and if it's 5, then हम उसको नीचे लेंगे. So why is that?
So again, like we need a convention, we need a system to prevent confusion. This is the system, this is the convention that's agreed upon. So lower limit is always included and the upper limit is excluded. तो अगर 10.5 है तो इस ब्रैकेट में आ जाएगा क्योंकि हमेशा लोअर लिमिट का वो.
Okay, ma'am.
Next. So the first thing, mean. We look at the direct method first. All right. So what do you guys know about mean? Like, what do you mean by mean?
The sum of observations upon number of observations.
Yes.
Average.
Yeah, sum of all observations upon the total number of observations. So this is when you have raw data, it's pretty straightforward. जो भी observations है, add them all up, count how many are there, divide them, आ जाएगा. But when you have a group distribution, also you'll do the same thing, just that extra steps because it's all grouped. Okay, so we'll solve one question by taking an example. That way it becomes easy for you guys also to follow. So abhi ke liye I'll discuss each one with an example, and finally I'll give you guys a list of formula. That way, even when you write the formula, it kind of starts making sense and you'll have it all in one place. Okay, so abhi ke liye we'll focus on how to do the questions and understanding where it comes from and how to apply the formula. Okay, mean ka formula for grouped distribution. Okay, first of all, mean is represented by x bar is equal to sigma fi by sigma fi. So where x bar is the mean, f is the frequency, and x is the observation. Observation, or in this case, if you're dealing with tabular data, that is the class mark. इंडिविजुअल डेटा है तो वो ऑब्जर्वेशन हो जाएगा. अगर ग्रुप ऑब्जर्वेशंस है, if all the data is grouped, then you will check the class marks of those intervals. यहाँ पे what do you mean by sigma? The symbol is called sigma. Sigma is again a Greek alphabet. Like you guys have dealt with alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Abhi another alphabet which is sigma. Basically, it's the Greek for S. Okay. So in mathematics, this is like a universal rule. Anywhere, any mathematics, if you come across this symbol, it means that whatever is inside here, I just like close by it, all of that is added up. So sigma means sum, like adding all of them, summation. So this is capital S. Okay, so this is the formula for mean. Now let's like dissect it. Let's see what it means. Okay. Suppose we have the table. Let's a random table. Let's say all my classes. We'll do a small table just so it's easy to figure. इसी को use करते हैं. All right, 0 to 5, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Frequency. Let's just put 3. Okay. Now, this was the frequency distribution with all of the numbers that you guys have chosen, all of your favorite numbers. What is the mean of all of these now? How will you calculate the mean? So according to this, you can add up the numbers that you guys have chosen divided by the total number of observations. Okay, so when you're given a tabular thing, again, adding, how many of you are there? 16, like 15, 16 of you, adding 15 numbers is going to be pretty tedious, right? It's simpler to add like 4 different numbers and do the multiplication rather than add all of them out. So that's why this whole method exists. So first thing you do is calculate the class marks. So abhi to maine numbers collect kiya, but if you directly get a tabular data, it's difficult to tell ki exactly data ka value kya hai. So you assume that whatever observations are there, all of them are centering around the class marks. It just makes it easier for calculations. So what are the class marks here in classes ke?
5.
Class marks size
2.5.
2.5, midpoint. So we are assuming like frequency 3 hai, matlab we have 3 observations lying between 0 and 5. So we'll assume that all of them are centering around 2.5 only. We'll assume that all of them are 2.5 only. Okay. Similarly, the 5 observations that are there, we assume that it's going to be somewhere
7.5.
in the middle, which is 7.5. So 10 and 15 ke liye
12.5.
12.5 and 15 to 20
17.5.
17.5.
So we have our class marks, we have our F. Numerator mein, this is sigma fi xi. So the I means that F is not a constant. Like, okay, sigma fi xi basically means isko agar expand kare, so this expands to f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus f3 x3 plus so on. Like how many ever f and x we have, you will add all of them up. That's what this I represents. Okay. So this I, like, what are you guys doing in computers? Like, are you learning Python or C or any language as such? Like, what are you
What
doing?
is
Yes,
Word
ma'am.
and Excel?
Python.
Word and Excel sikha rahe. Okay. Any of you guys have tried learning any coding languages?
Ma'am, in school they are teaching us Python.
Okay, Samriddhi is aware of Python. Arna, yeah?
Ma'am, I know Java and Python.
Java and Python. Okay. Anyone else? Like anyone is familiar with coding?
I've done JavaScript.
JavaScript. Okay. All of this is good. Like any coding language is good because this is common for any computer programming. So those who have done computer programming, like have you guys worked with for loops?
Ma'am, we are yet to learn that.
You're yet to learn that. Okay. So basically for loops or do while loops, you define it like you have a counter, right? Like for I is equal to or I less than 1, then do certain action. Yeah. So that's similar to what we define over here. Okay. Anyway, those who don't know programming, no issues. So this I represents, it's a counter. So summation, right? Summation matlab we have to add multiple things. What are we adding? The first bit, the second bit, the third bit, and so on. Okay. So over here, x1, f1, all of that is basically what you get in the table. Like this is all the values of f. So this is your f1, this is your f2, this is your f3, this is f4. Similarly, इस column में सारे x है. So this is x1, this is x2, this is x3, this is x4. How many ever you have. So mean के formula में, if you're adding like summation sigma of fi xi matlab, you have to multiply the f and x and add all of them. So your next column will become fx. Okay, so fx is f1 into x1. So कितना आएगा f1 into x1?
Ma'am, it will be 7.5.
7.5. So 3 into 2.5. 5. Next one will be 5 into 7.5. कितना आएगा?
38.5.
37 point.
37 or 38? कर लो calculate ठीक से.
Ma'am, 37.
5 5s are 25. 2 will carry over. 5 7s are 35, 36, 37. Be careful.
Sorry.
Okay. 3 into 12.5.
40.5.
No, it's again 37.5.
37.5.
Oh, this also 37.5. And 2 into 17.5.
35.5.
35. Yes.
No, sorry.
2 times now. Okay. So can you put it in the formula? What is the mean? X bar equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi. So can you guys figure out what sigma fi is? If you can, like, do it and tell me. If not, I will discuss. So summation of fx chahiye na. So add it here only in the table. It will be easy. So once you have both these values, you can just substitute and you'll get it. Okay, don't say the answer out loud. I want just send it on chat. I want answers from all of you. Okay. Ashka has already sent it. Ashka, divide it and convert it into decimals.
Okay, ma'am.
And check your addition. Numerator mein you should.
All right. Okay, I'll check it.
Haan. Okay, Srijak's already got it. Let me also verify it. Yes. Srijak got it. Mahak, okay. Arna, check your calculation. Just off by a little bit. Mahak, always round off to 2 decimal places. When you have like a really long division, if it goes on and on, round off to 2 decimal places. And this is true not just for math, but any subject. Up to 2 decimal places is good unless they mention it. It is mentioned round off to 3 or 4.
It was exactly divisible, I think, or I've done some calculation of it.
No, exact to nahi aayega. Let me check. Samriddhi, you also, like, if you got an exact number, you should not get it. Check once. Very close though. Ashka got it, Megha got it. Yeah. Trisel, yes. Arna, still no. Arna, can you give me the individual values? Numerator, sigma fi xi kitna aaya?
Or like 2.5 plus 7.5 plus 12.5 plus 17.5.
No. Sigma fi xi, you're multiplying f and x, na? So uska addition chahiye. So look at the column where you have f into x and add all of these up. And denominator kya hai? Like we have sigma fi. So you need to add all the f values. So you need to add all of these. Iska
No,
total.
ma'am, I divided it by 4 because there were 4. Sorry, ma'am.
See, 4 classes are there, but total number of observations, like in the first class, there's 3 of them. In the second class, there's 5 of them, right? See, this was your original number of observations. We just grouped them all together. That's how I got these values. So you need
Now
to
I'm
add
still
all them.
getting 9.
Okay. Kashvi got it. Still getting 9. Okay. Very close though. Are you getting exact 9 or like are you able to
No,
continue?
ma'am, exact 9. Like after adding fi and xi, I'm getting 117. And if
That's
we
where
add
you made a
all f,
mistake. No.
Yeah, you'll have to recheck because now I'm getting with the decimal.
oh, it's 7.5.
I made the same mistake.
All right. Kashvi did, Trisel did, who else? Anika, Srijak has sent. Srijak was the first one to answer. Good. Yes, Mark got it now. Megha is yet to send. Anika is yet to send. Tia has not sent.
Ma'am, I already sent mine.
Megha. Oh yes, you got the right answer. Yeah. Gotham hasn't sent yet. Agrima divided. Ashvi sent it. Swayam has not sent. Dakshanya has not sent. इसके बाद we'll do one more question from the workbook. Then we'll go to the other method of mean.
Ma'am, is
Arna, yes, Samriddhi, what you sent is now is correct. Lakshanya, we are calculating mean, no? Where are you? What have you been doing? Yeah, Akrima got it. Lakshanya, are you with the class? You got disconnected. Okay. Abhi, board pe, are you able to see the table? So at what point did you get disconnected? Okay. Gautam, are you there? Akrima was talking. Gautam also got disconnected. All right. Oh, that was like a long time ago. Do you know how to find the mean? Okay, तो यहाँ पे जो table है, we have classes 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Frequency है 3532. इसका mean calculate करके send it. Okay. Who else? Tia, what about you? Where are you at? What's happening? And Arna, can you send me individual numerator or denominator में what values you got?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anika got it. Huh, this is correct. Now we just have to divide it. If you do the division correctly, you'll get the right answer. Late is okay as long as you're putting like you solving it. If you're stuck somewhere, any part you found difficult, batao. But otherwise, doing this is important. All right, Gautam is back. Gautam, are you like okay now? Stable connection?
Yeah, ma'am. Now it's okay. Yeah, 1 second. I'm sending the answer.
Okay. Yeah, what's going on? You there?
I'm not able to calculate
Okay. What point are you not?
placement.
Sigma fi आ गया?
No, ma'am.
Why not? So sigma fi मतलब sigma के अंदर क्या? We have fx. So you have to add after multiplying all the fx. So that's what we did in this column. So f into x we found out. So 3 into 2.5, 5 into 7.5, 3 into 12.5, 2 into 17.5. You need to add all of this. Okay. Anna still getting 8.1. Nahi.
Ma'am, 117.5 by 13. So like if we multiply it by 9, it will be 117 and not 117.5. Oh,
Yeah,
9.
Be
0
9
point-
point something, no?
Oh, okay, ma'am. Sorry. I thought can't do simple multiplication, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
Gautam, 3.56 is too tiny, man. Gautam, what did you do?
Yeah, no, I understood the calculation. मैंने number गलत लिख दिया था. I understood the mistake.
ये वैल्यू आया है सिग्मा fx.
FX है, sigma FX है.
हाँ,
Yeah, वो आ गया.
वो आ गया. सिग्मा fi आ गया.
Yeah.
So you just need to divide both of those. So this should get 117.5. Sigma f, like that's why I mentioned right at the beginning, don't be confused. X are class marks, sigma f chahiye, sum of all frequencies chahiye. You need to add this up. So you'll get 30. So mean will be 117.5 divided by 30. Okay. Anna, still a little bit. I think you need to like revise division. Should get around 9.03. Okay. So you have 117.5 divided by 13 now. So 13 nines, 117 है. 0, 5. Now 5 is smaller than 13, right? So यहाँ पे एक 0 आ जाएगा. So then you take the next 0 and now you can do it now. 39.
Ma'am, I wanted to write 9.03 only. I'm so sorry.
अच्छा typo था. Okay. All right. Dakshanya and Tia, where are you guys at?
Yeah.
Okay. अभी समझ में आया what to do and how to proceed?
Ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Next question. Wait, let me open this up. Cool. So look at 14.1.1. Is this visible or should I zoom in?
It's visible, ma'am.
Visible, na? ठीक है. You guys do it. If anyone's stuck, let me know abhi. Otherwise, again, send the final answer directly. Okay. Abhi, let's keep a time thing also because first one kar liya, you just have to do the exact same method. It's 4:03 right now in my computer. Finish it up by 4:06. 3 minutes.
Ma'am, I couldn't hear anything properly. Can you tell me which question are we doing?
This one. 14.1.1.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, 4:04 now. Finish it up by 4:07. In fact, I'll also do with you guys. Wow, good. Nice job, Srijak. That is absolutely correct. See, like when you guys calculate, no, you guys can figure out if it's the right answer or wrong just by looking at the number. You can see that maximum frequency, बहुत सारे observations है somewhere between 1020 and 2030. So तुम्हारा value should be somewhere between 10 and 30 only. So that will be like a basic round of checks. If you're getting extremely low value or extremely high value, you can figure it out सही है कि नहीं है. So Anika, check your calculation again. Gautam, close enough. Samriddhi, actually Gautam, let me check. Nahi. Gautam, check calculation. I think addition में ही कुछ तो गड़बड़ हुआ because it's kind of close. It's not a very extremely wrong value. Samriddhi is even more close. Like decimal में there's a mistake. So I think it's a final step calculation, only some error. Arna and Crystal also have to check. You guys are doing 14.1.1, right? Huh.
Yes, ma'am, that was a typo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Megha got it. So Gautam, Arna and Crystal, check. You guys need to check your answers. Anika also needs to check her answer. 4 people check answers. Megha, Samriddhi and Srijak have gotten it right. So Tia, Ashka, Agrima, Kashvi. Ashka got it. Swahim 14.1.1. I have highlighted it here. Kashvi got it. Nice. So Kashvi, Ashka, Megha, Samriddhi, and Srijak have done it within the time also, and you guys have done it correctly. Good job. Mahak, what happened?
I'm just a calculation. I'm almost done.
So whoever I mentioned got it wrong. Samriddhi, nay, who is it? So Crystal, Arna, and Anika, and Gautam. Can you guys send your numerator and denominator? Sigma fx क्या आया और sigma f क्या आया?
No, ma'am. Just calculating 1 minute.
Okay. तो उसे पता चल जाएगा like where the issue is. It gets easy to correct.
No, I realized my mistake.
Realized. Okay.
Actually added it instead of multiplying.
Ah. Mahak, no, you have to check again. I have a feeling you guys are getting confused between adding the class marks and adding the frequency. Check what you have added. Have you added the X wala column or F wala column? Takshanya, no. Kind of close, but no. Arna, yes, now you got it. That is correct. Little bit of practice.
Last step I did divided by the wrong number. The denominator was wrong. Like frequency add up was wrong.
You got the sum wrong or did you add the wrong column?
No, ma'am. Like the 7 plus 10 plus 15. No, I thought it was 90 because of my handwriting. Ma'am, this is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry.
No, it's good to make mistakes now because then you know where to look out, where to be careful.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Crystal got it. Good. Okay. Here directly it's given this is class interval. Number of workers, is this column X or is this F? What are these values?
These are F, right?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, like I'm not getting any answer, any reply or question from you. What is going on? So Mahak has sent Megha. Megha, you are correct. You got it right? No, Mahak has
Yes, ma'am.
it. Okay, Mahak is the one who has to correct. Agrima sent it. Okay, Samriddhi got it.
Can you just
Gautam,
repeat what you have to send again?
Gautam, what's going on? Like, have you figured out क्या हुआ कहाँ पे है?
Yes, ma'am. Just can I tell the one?
हाँ. Srija got it. Anika, what about you? Have you corrected? Anika, is the answer? I think I'd mentioned that you got the wrong answer, na? Did you check where you went wrong? क्या हुआ? Yes, Gautam got it. क्या हुआ? Like किस step में did you get the error?
I think it was a basic error. Yeah, in multiply, basic error.
Okay. Ashka got it, Akrima got it, Kashvi got it, Trisal got it. Dakshanya, have you sent? नहीं गलत आया ना. Dakshanya, are you checking? Okay. All right. So Tia, Mahak and Mahak still no. All right. Tia, Mahak and Dakshanya, can you guys tell me, and Anika also, what did you get sigma fi xi?
One 1385.
नहीं वहां पे मिस्टेक आ गया. Dakshanya, check your addition. क्योंकि this you're supposed to get 1290.
1280 over here.
Okay, so let's see. So this is F, number of workers, number of जहाँ भी आएगा ना, that's basically your frequency because number of times 0 to 10 repeat हो रहा है, that's 7. X का values क्या आया? 0 to 10 should be 5, 15, 25, 35, 25. So FI will be 7 5s are 35. This will be 150. This will be 375. Yeah, 280, 450. Okay, so add it up. Okay. Anika, you're closer to the answer now, but still wrong. Like if you have ended the division early, you can continue the division or else check the numbers. Okay. All right. So sigma fi xi, okay, Mahak figured it out. Dakshanya also figured it out. वहाँ पे mistake हो गया. Check it. Then sigma fi कितना आया? इसका total. Yeah, Anika, how much did you get sigma fi?
Is it supposed to be 50?
Anika, how much did you get? Oh, can't hear you though. $50 is correct. Yes. Okay, so divide both of these. X bar you should get 25.8. Which makes sense. Mahak, yeah, you. How did you get a greater number if you got less less in the numerator. That we need to figure out. Akshanya, it makes sense. You got like higher number because you took 1390. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know what is happening with you. कोई आंसर नहीं आया अभी तक. You're not even telling me individually कितना आया, कैसे हो रहा है. Yeah, are you there?
Ma'am, like you said, to check the mean, like जिसमें higher frequency है, generally the mean will also be in that, like the mean will be closer to that. Like, is it necessary in all the cases, or sometimes it can differ? Like,
Mean is basically it, like what mean tells you is where are the values centered, right? Like when you're calculating the mean, if they're equally distributed, सबसे center वाला value आएगा. But अगर lower values बहुत सारे values है on that side, your mean is also going to lean towards that. So generally, it's a guess to know wherever maximum number is there, like that would be the mean.
okay.
Do you guys want to do one more, or should we do this question and keep practice everything at once in the end?
Ma'am, can we do one more?
What I was thinking, it'll be better. Like I want everybody to get it. Then. Okay, do the next one only. 14.1.2. Srirak has already solved it. Nice. Okay, I can't verify it because I've not done it yet. I'm gonna ask you guys to do it. I am not going to do this one. Gautam also got it. Arna also got it. All three of you got the same answer, so hopefully should be right. So 3 people have completed Vita. Swayam got it. Oh, glad to see you're back, Swayam. Agrima, Crisel, ठीक है. Mahak, yes. Samriddhi, slightly off. Check. Ashka got it. Yes. और कौन बचा है? मेघा. Maximum 75 है. So it can't.
Just a second.
Yes. Samriddhi, what you sent now वो सही है. Mahak, you had sent it already. Yes. Megha is correcting. Srijat sent it. Anika, have you sent it?
I'm just last week.
Not yet. Okay. So Megha, Anika, Tia, Prima sent it. Kashvi has not sent it yet, no? Crisel se aa gaya. Dakshanya has not sent. Yeah, 4 people. इसमें तो और भी आसान हो गया. They've directly given these are the class. Frequency is this, so this is F. So then figure out class marks X. And then once you have F and X, so X bar is sigma Fx by sigma F. तो Fx find out करना पड़ेगा. So F into X दोनों को multiply करके then divide the totals. Okay. Kashvi, what are the X like class mark X values for the set? Kashvi, are you there? Anika. Yes, 25 से 35 will be 30, will be 40, 50, 40 कैसे? Anika, what values are those? So that can't be Fx now. So यहाँ पे class mark 25 to 35, X will be the midpoint of both of these. So 25 plus 35 by 2 will be 30. Iska will be 40. So this will be 50. This will be 60. Will be 70. Fx is simply F into X. So F में जो values है, X में जो values है, multiply that and you'll get it. So first value of Fx, Tia, what will be the first value of Fx?
The first value of Fx. I'm 6.
Fx है. So F into X. So F times X. So 6 times 30. क्या होगा?
180.
Then next one.
Ma'am, me only.
हाँ.
Okay. 400.
Yes.
400.
हाँ, this also 400. Yeah, Kashvi.
Audible now.
Sorry.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I rejoined.
I saw that.
720.
This would be 720. But have you solved this question, Kashvi? Because I don't think I received your answer on chat.
Yeah, I did it wrong, so I was doing it again. Yeah.
Ma'am, 280.
So first thing is sigma fx. So add up all the fx values. So Kashvi, what did you get? Sigma fx. Add करके बताओ.
Yes, ma'am. Just a second. Actually, I was doing it all again.
Okay. Whenever you complete. Okay, Anika, Mega, yes, you have corrected it earlier.
That's 1980.
Anika also got the same thing. So sigma f क्या होगा? So either Anika or Tia, one of you guys add it and tell me.
Ma'am, can you repeat again?
Sigma f क्या होगा? Yes. ठीक है. So Anika, find out the mean and tell me final. Kashvi got it. So sigma f. So f है इधर. So add up all the f. This will be 6 plus 10, 16. 16 plus 8, 24. 24 plus 4 is 28 plus 12, 38, 40. Okay. Now, mean is just this value divided by this value divided by 40. Yes. I think I got it. Yes. 0, 0 gets cancelled. Finish it and final answer. Everyone got it. Abhi to like I can see conceptual clarity. Yeah, guys pretty much have. Calculation का थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा. Okay. So Anika, what happened in your case earlier? इतना सारा difference क्यों आ गया fx values के?
Ma'am, I had done something else. Yeah, I understand my mistake. Sorry.
Something else, matlab you did a different question or what?
No, ma'am, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe the formula was wrong or something.
Very strange क्योंकि अभी तक like the previous questions and all you got it correctly. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ?
Yes, ma'am, sorry.
Focus. Okay. All right. Mean, yes, pretty much everybody got it. One thing at this point I wanted to check with you guys. Mean may we have three methods. What we've done first right now is direct method. तो इसके साथ we have assumed mean method and we have step deviation method. So did you guys do all three in school?
Yeah, we've done all three.
Acha, ठीक है. So nothing has been removed or anything. ठीक है. All right, we do all three. Okay. The next one, assumed mean method. It is more or less what you do with direct method, just with extra steps, basically. So assumed mean method, like the final step remains the same. You still have to add your fx values, you still have to divide it. Just that, there's a little bit of you assume what the mean is and then, you do extra steps. Now the whole point of why this method exists is to make calculations easier. So you use this particular method if your numbers are not very simple. Abhi tak, whatever you did, you had multiplications with 5. You just had to multiply 2-digit numbers and all. But what if your values were in decimals? Like what if you had class marks something like 25.5 and 35.5, and you have to multiply it with values like 17, 19 and all. This multiplication is going to be very, very like icky, right? It's going to be such a headache. So these kind of cases, you use the assumed mean method. It makes your calculations easier. Like even though it is extra steps, those steps you will work with smaller numbers. So that way your mental load becomes easier essentially. Okay, again, as always, we'll do this particular method with an example. Okay, so 14.1.8. Here also you have a bunch of classes, you have a bunch of frequency. Now, how would you do assume mean method? So same thing, you have frequency, find out the class marks X. तो इसके class marks क्या क्या रहेंगे? So 25 to 30 इसका class mark क्या रहेगा?
27.5.
27.5, yes. Next.
32.5.
32.5. Next, Arna.
Ma'am, 37.5.
Yes. Next, Gautam.
Yes, ma'am. 47.5.
47.5 कैसे? इसका देख रहे हैं.
Oh, 43.5.
Try again.
Oh yeah, 42.5. Can you say?
Calculate करके बताओ ना. Don't just guess what will be the sector. Srijak, next one.
47.5.
Yes. Okay. 50 to 55, Agrima.
52.5.
And 55 to 60, Chrisel.
57.5.
57.5, yes. Okay, class marks मिल गए. At this point, direct method है, तो you directly multiply it. But यहाँ पे multiplication is going to be such a pain, right? 27.5 into 14. फिर you need to do that like some 8 times. It's gonna be a pain. So assumed mean method में, you will assume what the mean is. Like looking at this value, where do you think the mean is going to be?
Between 30 to 35, I guess.
Somewhere, yeah, between 30 to 35 is a good guess, because one, it is somewhere in the center, and then like 16 observations are around this. So 30 to 35 or 35 to 40, somewhere in that range. Usually you need to assume like a central value, and because you don't know a specific value, this is something that you're assuming, you assume that particular class mark. So you can have assumed mean to be, just a second, just gonna do this. Makes it easier. Okay, so let's say you assume the mean to be central value. Either you can choose 42.5 or 37.5. I'll go with 37.5 because more values are in that. So just highlight it. Let's say assumed mean. Assumed mean equal to 37.5. So once you have assumed a particular value of mean, you need to calculate by how much is this deviating. So deviations, D. So D means deviations. So D can be found out by subtracting x minus a. Okay, so what will be the first deviation, x minus a? So that is 27.5 minus 37.5
Minus 10.
minus 5. Sorry, minus 10. Yeah. Next, 32.5 minus 37.5 कितना है? Megha?
-5.
Yes. How much is the next D?
0.
0.
Plus 5 plus
5.
10.
Yes. Iska next one, Ashka.
Again 5.
X minus a. X is 47.5 minus a, which is 37.5.
Oh, 10. Sorry.
Okay, plus 10. The next one, Anika,
Ma'am, plus 15.
15. And this one, last one,
Ma'am, plus 20.
is 20. Okay, so now you have all the deviations. So assumed mean method में the formula for the mean is, so x bar equal to a plus sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. So formula may we have multiplication of f and d, so that will be your next column. So multiply fd, kya aega? So now it becomes pretty simple, right? Your multiplication, you don't have to do it with 27.5, 32.5 and all. You just have to do it with 10, 5, 15, 20, which are much simpler numbers compared to what you find here. So quickly tell me, what is 14 multiplied by minus 10?
Minus 140.
Minus 140.
Minus 140. Next one,
Minus 110.
110. Next one,
0.
0.
uske baad,
30.
next,
50.
next,
45.
44, 40,
And 80. 45.
5.
and finally,
80.
so quickly ho gaya na? Like imagine if you had to multiply these numbers. So that is the reason assumed mean method exists, to make the calculations easier. Okay, so then formula mein laga lo. You know what the assumed mean is? 37.5 plus sigma fi di will be the sum of all these numbers. Add this up. Sigma fi is the sum of all the f. Add this up and divide it. Okay, so karke send what you get the mean as. When you're adding, keep the minus sign. So this will be minus 140 minus 110. So minus 250 plus 30 plus 50 plus 45. Like that's how it goes. So iska value you may get either positive or negative. So don't worry if you get a negative value.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, Arna.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I lost my internet connection for a while. We have to add the FD, right?
Yes. So sigma fi di. Add all of these. Denominator mein anyway you need sigma fi. So add this. So when you add this, you have negative. Keep in mind, don't just add the numbers. You need to subtract the negative ones and add all the positive ones. Normal, regular rules of addition will apply. calculate, just be back.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I just said calculate, complete this.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, Srijak has already calculated it. Okay. Yeah, Srijak, yeah, that value makes sense. Sounds about right. Crystal, Srijak, Crystal, Ash sent it, and all three of you got very different values. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? That means I have to calculate and check. Four people, four different answers now. Why? Why are you guys doing this? Gautam, check calculation. बस 0 point तो नहीं आना चाहिए. Either you forgot to add a or something. Click. Anika got again a completely different value. Anika, that can't be the mean because like your range itself is starting from 25. Again, just like the previous question, you did not like made a mistake somewhere. अभी तो you kind of made a mistake क्योंकि we did the table together, D and FD and all. And then formula भी इधर ही है. चलो देखते हैं. FD ये आया मुझे -45. So Anika, Gautam, Samriddhi, Ashka, and Srijak.
Yes, ma'am. I will -45.
Yes, ma'am. I also got minus
I added a 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, -40.
Sigma F take then. 14, 22, 16. So this will be 30 plus 22 is 52. 58, 63, 66, 70. 70 आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 37.5 plus -45 by 70.
Ma'am, we can simplify it, right? Divided by 5.
Oh yeah. I'm just like substituting it here. अभी इसका calculate करना है. 37.5 minus 45 by 70 कितना होगा? 9, 5 nines are 5.
1.5.
1 point कैसे आया? 0 point कुछ आना चाहिए. Minus 0 point something.
64.
Value कितना आना चाहिए ये?
Ma'am, it's 0.64.
हाँ 0.64 something. ठीक है. Gautam, so you got this value. So you forgot to submit this इसके बाद. So 37.5 minus 0.64 will be 36 point something. Yes. So 6, this will become 4, 14, 6. So 36.86. Okay. So Gautam figured it out. Rest of you, itne different values क्यों आए? So Crystal got it. So
Mama.
Crystal was the first one who got the answer. Okay. Rest of you? हाँ, Samriddhi, what did you do? क्या हुआ?
Ma'am, actually, when adding FDI, like I added one more 5. First, I added all the positive ones, then I added the negative ones, and then subtracted. So that very confusing.
However you do it, like simple addition subtraction ही है ना, whichever is easy for you, do that. Like even I did like that only in my book. You can see minus 250 plus 205 आया, उसके बाद subtraction करना था. Okay. आशका सृजक क्या हुआ, कहाँ पे?
14, I took 4.
अरे, that's very silly. Ashka, what about you?
Ma'am, I got the summation FIDI upon summation of FI wrong.
Like
So that's where, yeah, that's where I messed up.
And Anika, what about you?
Yes, ma'am.
बहुत सारा difference है. Okay. All right. Kashvi, Megha, yes, all of you have sent in. All right. Mahak, Arna, Tia, who else? Agrima, you guys have done it. Like once you finish calculating and doing it, then we'll do the next question. So we just have time for these two methods, Abhi. So we'll have to continue tomorrow. Okay.
Ma'am, tomorrow, do we have class in the morning or evening only, like 3 to 5?
Evening only. 3 to 5.
I've sent my answer.
Tomorrow, do we have offline classes?
Online. Tomorrow is going to be online. So offline, if at all we do, it'll be from next week, not tomorrow. Okay. Swayam, Agrima, Megha sent, Anika sent. Who else? No, Megha did. Megha has sent it. I am. And Tia, 3 people. Should we go to the next question? Yeah, Crystal.
The answer is
I had a doubt, like from all the 3 methods, like if we get a random question for mean, so like which one, how do we know which one to take, like direct method, assume mean method, or step deviation method?
Default direct method. Again, as you do it, again, as I said, assumed mean is to make your calculations easier, right? So if you see that x ka values are really bad values like this, go for assumed mean because it'll make your calculation simpler. And but if you're comfortable, if you're better at multiplication than doing this sort of addition subtraction, you can stick with direct method. So if it is not mentioned, you can go for any method that you feel comfortable for. Ideally though, direct method is like pre-direct application of the concept. Assumed mean exists to make calculations simpler compared to direct method. And step deviation is also like, that's another method if in case, again, if these values are harder, like we will go to step deviation, like we'll start discussing that tomorrow.
Ma'am, in exam, like they'll not give now which method we have to do.
Not necessarily. Sometimes they may, sometimes they may not.
Also, step deviation method and assume mean method are almost the same thing.
Very similar, yes. So step deviation is, again, like how assume mean is like some extra steps added to direct method. Step deviation is assumed plus some extra steps. So step deviation will focus on tomorrow. Now see that you are comfortable, you get assumed mean properly. Abhi humne
we'll get the same answers for all the methods, right?
Yes, you should get the same answer for all the methods. Okay. Do 14.1.10. This is also pretty direct. You're given a set of data, you need to find the mean using assumed mean method.
I have a question.
Ma'am, which one we have to do?
10. Yeah, somebody had a question?
Yes, ma'am. In the earlier question, I got the answer as 36.85 instead of 36.86. Does that make a difference?
That is fine. I mean, like, difference in decimals is up to how you do the division and up to what point you've rounded off. Like, that's what it depends on. So 0.01, 0.001 difference is fine. But if you get a lot of error, like 1 or 1.5 ka difference, then you need to look at the calculation. Okay, Carlo, this will be the last question for today. Finish this off, send your answer, we'll discuss this, and then we'll end the class after this. So f is given, need to find x के बाद assumed mean अगर पता चला तो find x minus a. This is your d, all the deviations. And then once you have d, find fd. So this is what your table should look like at the end. This will be sigma ft. Okay. Sigma f. Find दोनों को. If anyone still has a doubt, if you want to do it together, abhi batao. Otherwise, start doing it. Arna has already calculated. I am yet to do it. Verify. Crystal, you forgot to add a, I think, to your value. So your final answer should lie somewhere in between this range only. Single digit, double.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to add it.
Arna and Megha have gotten close but different values. Sure. Yes, Crystal and Megha have got it. Arna, I think there's an issue in the last step. Just see. I also got the same answer as Crystal and Megha. Gautam, you got it? Yes. Srijak, yes. Srijak, 2 decimal places, always. And no
Okay.
matter what subject it is, go up to 2. Mahak, check your subtraction. Very, very close to the right answer. Agrima got it? Yes. Srijak, yes. So Mahak, Arna, so Samriddhi, have you sent? Nahi aaya na? So Samriddhi is yet to send.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sending.
Ah. Swayam, 2 decimal places. You don't need to round off. E, is that a typo?
It's 157 minus 3.75.
157 कैसे आया?
Sorry, 150 minus 3.75.
Ma'am, is my answer correct?
No. Check what you've sent. Is that your answer? I'm surprised. Kashvi sent, Swayam sent, Crystal sent. Agrima, have you sent it? Yes.
Yes.
Ashka has.
Ma'am, I'm just calculating. I'm almost done.
Srijak sent. Megha. Yes, you were the first one of the first one to send it. Gautam sent. Samriddhi, almost. Decimal ke baad, checked that. So it's probably either a typo or an issue in subtraction.
And is my answer correct now?
Yes. Okay. Most of you have gotten it. Say it. Arna, what about you? Have not received it after that first time. No? Ha. Samriddhi, yes. Anna, can you send me the final step? A minus, like what did you get as A and what did you get in the division? FIDI and F.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just on that step.
Okay. Okay, so everybody who's got the correct answer, yes, you guys can leave. We'll end the session here. It's already 5.